Okay, so it's been nearly 12 hours since we've last played, but I just had to calm myself down. It literally took me the whole day to calm myself down after that game today. Because I didn't want to come in here and be frantic and explode and, just say things that I may not mean. I just sort of wanted to calm the fuck down, if I'll be honest with you. And now that I've got my thoughts collected and everything, I'm just going to give my overview of the game. And, if you agree with it, like, subscribe, all of that. Appreciate it. Alright, let's get into it. It was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from Arteta's side. I'll be honest with you. It's like we forgot. If I'm being honest with you, this is how it felt to me. It's like we forgot that we're in a title race. And we had so much lackluster all round the whole game, but especially in that midfield role. Now, Thomas Partey, let's talk about him for a minute. Thomas Partey has been sensational this season. Like, literally been one of the best DM in the world. Yeah? Cool. But today, he was shocking. In saying that, though, I wouldn't have taken him off. Because one thing I've learned about Thomas Partey is that when the going gets hard, he does get going. And I'm not going to, you guys already know how I feel about the whole Jorginho signing. I'm not going to come on here and say he's to blame for this loss. Of course I'm not. I'm not skunked. But in my personal opinion, if Thomas Partey is not injured, then there's absolutely no reason to take him off. Honestly, that one really bamboozled me. It was like Arteta was like, you know what, I'm going to try something. Maybe he felt like we were losing control because at no point in the game, maybe a little bit in the first half, maybe, but other than that, I did not feel like we had control in that midfield. And what Jorginho can bring is control with his passing. Now, I thought he did all right when he came on. In the first few minutes, he was kind of out of place and everything. I think the nerves got to him, which is a bit worrying, as is for the reason that, he's coming for his leadership role, but I won't go into that. But after that, I thought he calmed down, and I thought his distribution of the ball was good. It was okay, But I just think, in my personal opinion, Thomas Partey is a better player. And like I said, when the going gets hard, Thomas Partey does get going. I think the United game is just an example of that. But Arteta took him off, and I did not agree with that whatsoever. I really, that one actually bamboozled me. I won't lie to you lot. And I want to stay in the midfield. Because in my opinion, I don't think our defence was that bad. I want to stick in the midfield right now because I believe this is where we lost the game. Granit Xhaka has been absolutely sensational. They said in commentary that he epitomises what Arteta's done in that club, and he does. He went from being an absolute fucking hothead that got a red card every 5 games to a man that has, overcome his demons and proven a lot of doubters wrong, bro. And now there's talks of him getting off a contract. I think it expires in next year. I'm not sure. Cool. But today, and not just today, there's been worrying signs for me in some games where I'm like, this is why he's not the answer. And today was another reason for that. I thought what he's been good at all season, mate, is supporting that left-hand side. In that first half, he was either not distributing the ball properly, or he would not make that overlapping run. He did it a few times in the first half. I think he did it like twice, actually. in the first half. And other than that, that was it. You know? I don't understand why Arsenal did not go and get a midfielder. And this is why I go back again to why I feel that Arteta was failed yet again. Because in my personal opinion, Arsenal needed 3 players this season. This transfer window. We needed 2 midfielders. I personally believe that. Now, maybe his master plan is to play Smitho in that role, but he's not a left footer, so that's a bit sticky. Or maybe he's trying to put Vieira in that role, and he came on, did absolutely nothing. And I'm gonna stick with Vieira because he was replaced. He replaced Odegaard for me. Not for me. It's a fact. He replaced Odegaard. And if I'm being honest with you, I never, ever imagined, ever since he's been performed the way he has, I can't understand why you take off Odegaard. Especially, in my opinion, I don't know about you lot, but I feel like he was starting to grow into the game. You know, there was a point, and this is what annoys me a little bit, because there was a point where we looked like we were getting back into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Odegaard was getting more influence in the midfield. Partey was distributing the ball properly. You know, going into the game. And he takes him off. He takes both of them off. And I'm just like, why? I didn't get it. Like, you know, there's some times that I feel like, you know, Arteta is a fantastic manager. Don't get me wrong. And I do believe he is the answer for this football club. But there's sometimes, in my opinion, where he shows his naivety a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we forget how, because of how well he's been doing, we forget how long he's actually been a manager. He's only been a manager for 3 years, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it doesn't keep showing it, but like, because he's done so well over the past few years, we forget that. And today, you know, he's done it now. The 2 times, in my opinion, I felt like he's shown his naivety we lost. And that was the United game at Old Trafford in September, and today. You know, at Old Trafford, he just substituted Shevchenko and Lukonga. Like, that one just literally threw the kitchen sink, forgetting that I have counter-attacking players, you know, and that cost us. And today, we're gaining that control back, we're getting possession, they're getting pinned back, especially when they took off Calvin Lewin, where there was basically little to no threat from them. I just thought that was the wrong decision, in my opinion. And I believe, in my opinion, that shows his, it's just sort of naivety, in my opinion, or inexperience, should I say. Maybe that's the better term. In my opinion, I felt like this showed a little bit his naivety or his inexperience. I don't know about you guys. You guys, if you agree with me, let me know. But I just thought those substitutions, in particular, were so wrong. Because I just felt like we were just going more and more into the game. And then after that, it just died, bro. You cannot, in my opinion, just from what I've seen of this brother, you cannot just put him in, I'm talking about Vieira here, just put him in that midfield. You just can't. Not in that hostility, not when we need a goal, not when we need that firepower. This is the first time this season that we haven't scored a goal. Away, should I say. Because I just forgot I know about Newcastle. But I just felt like, in my opinion, like, you can go on to a lot of things, right? Like, I thought Martinelli was shit today. And do you know what? I want to say this right now. Look, you know, congratulations on signing a new contract. I 100% agree with that. but he needs to be dropped. If you watch that game today, a lot of the times the balls were going into Saka because I felt like every single time, if you watch that game back, Megalesh, Shevchenko, and Xhaka were all hesitant to pass the ball to Martinelli. Why? Because what he will do is he will get the ball, head down, run into a corner, and he's now surrounded by two men, and then it's a foreign for them. You know, that kept happening a lot. Oh, he will lose the ball. So it looked like to me every single time that the ball was on the left hand side of our side, they were just afraid to pass to him. There were so many times where he was open, but they were hesitant to pass it to him. Now, if we are trying to win a game and you're scared to pass it to a player because you think you're going to lose the ball, and it's not just one player, it's about three players. Because even Partey, because Partey can do long balls as well, but he was afraid. It's time to be dropped. And when you do get the ball and you're not doing anything with it, it's time to be dropped. I believe his synergy with Gabriel Jesus is the reason why he's been so good this season. And ever since Jesus has been injured, this body hasn't been the same. You know, a lot of Gabriel's assists were to Martinelli. So I think it's time for him to be dropped. In saying that, I thought Chelsea wasn't the best. You know, he had a very good debut. He played really well at City, but he didn't play great today, but he was definitely more threatening than Martinelli. Now, I'm not saying he's the better player, of course not. But what I'm saying is when a player needs to be dropped, he needs to be dropped. But the thing is, it just looks like Martinelli is one of them ones that Arteta really likes and keeps no matter what. And we can't have that sort of mentality when we're in a title race, because we're all in this together and we need the best of the best. Because blood clot, we haven't done this. We haven't won it in nearly 19 fucking years, bro. And I don't want this to slip. We got 50 points out of a possible, 61? 62? Like, no, it's not 62. What? We've had 50 points over the possible 60, sorry. And my maths went more. Like, this is a great opportunity. Now, I want to talk about this player as well because I've seen a lot of love for him in this channel. But Ben White, I don't know, man. Today wasn't it, but it just wasn't it for him today. And I will just leave it at that because, you know, there's some players, in my opinion, that have credit in the bank. And let's just put it like this, yeah. Ben White is like Elon Musk. Elon Musk lost, 200 million? And he's still one of the richest guys in the world. Do you know what I mean? That's just like Ben White. Ben White has so much credit in the bank that a poor performance like today is not going to discredit anything he does or his ability. I have full confidence in this brother. I have never had more confidence in a right back in my whole entire Arsenal fandom lifetime, whatever you want to call it. I have never had so much trust in an Arsenal right back in my life than I do with Ben White. So I don't want this to be seen as a negative, but he was shit today. Let's have it right today. I thought he lost the ball quite a lot of times. And yeah, let me just do the player ratings because I don't want this video to go too long. Ramsdale.